Hello beautiful beings and welcome to another Galactic May-Mon Astrology report. Sending you so many blessings from Greece, which is where I'm currently located. Had the most incredible red serpent Wavespell. Whew! Big shit, hey. So on the 31st of May we're moving into a new 13-day process. Ding 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 ding, but it's on the back of this epic red serpent energy, which has got the 10 back-to-back portal days. And the red serpent takes us down one column, and then the white mirror takes us into the central column. So in the central column of the Zolkin, the 260-day cycle, we have the white mirror and then the blue monkey. Now neither of those processes have got, in that central column, there's not portal days in there, which is interesting. If we think of like the totality of the 260 days taking us into the centre of our labyrinth, so to speak, the labyrinth of who we are, and then taking us back out, it's interesting that like on the way into the very centre and the way out of the very centre, we have these two 13-day processes that have got 10 back-to-back portal days, but in the centre we just have this like integration point. So as I say, on the 31st we're moving into the energy of white mirror. So what's white mirror all about? So white mirror is a white sign, okay? So as I say all the time, I need to get some new examples for it, come on. But the thing with the white energies, it's about refinement. So it's all about this, like, the camera starts blurry if you're using manual, and you've got to wiggle it into alignment until you get clarity. And that's what the white energy is, it's this real like, let's get clear. Let's sort of gently, wigglyly bring ourselves into focus. Bring whatever topic it is that we are exploring, whatever thread of the human evolution game, let's bring it into clarity, let's bring it into focus, let's bring ourselves into clarity and focus. And the energy of white mirror is the whole piece of, wisdom about the mirror of reality. It's the roots of the law of attraction philosophy, this notion that everything that we see externally is a reflection of the internal. And though there is the wider picture of we are all one, what we see with this mirror of reality is that our individual speck of existence is connected to every other individual speck of existence, and we change our speck of existence and the rest of existence that we are magnetized toward shifts accordingly. It's not that we have influence over other people's will, because the one thing that we have is will, but it's that when we shift, we then magnetize different aspects of the totality of everything toward ourselves. So really, white mirror is about belief system. Yes, it's about what's reflected on the outer, but what we see reflected on the outer, what we experience reflected on the outer, what triggers us from the outer, all of that occurs because of what's inside of us. And yeah, we have our essence, we've got the aspects of ourselves, and this is something that I've really been blown away witnessing. So there's been loads of cats here. I'm here with my grandma. It's been phenomenal. She's 90, my mum's mum, and obviously being being born female, there's therefore feminine lineage that I'm embodying, and what comes with these lineages is the adoption of the patterns of the lineage, as well as the gifts and the magic. And there's like one of these cats, it's so cool. I've never seen anything like it. Like when you've got cats and you can see like, oh, that little bit's from their mama, that little bit's from their papa, and you can see how it's kind of melded together. Well, this particular cat was just clearly like a ginger and white cat that then just had these splodges of tabby all over it, and it was literally like it had just like cut bits off of each side and plonked it together. And it just got me thinking of like, wow, in the way that we embody our maternal and paternal sides, and the way that we embody our, like the people that our parents were and the people that their parents were, is the baseline coding of what we are as a human in this lifetime. So when it then comes to like working with our belief systems and working with our patterns, and this has been the beautiful thing of being here with my grandmother who's 90, you know, seeing how like a lot of the shit that's tripped me up over my lifetime so far, a lot of the shit that I've had to like unravel, a lot of the shit that's been like, you know, we've all got our pain points, we've all got our certain edges that feel tricky or insecure or whatever it is. You know, and I've done a lot of inner work with a lot of us on the path now. You know, we've kind of been operating from a level of awareness for many, many years, and there's an element of having to personalize what we experience in order to clear it. You know, it's like in order for us to actually feel the feelings and move the code, we have to recognize like this is mine, and there's an ownership of that pattern. You know, it's like this is my pattern, and it comes from this, that and the other, and therefore I can let it go. One of my greatest teachers in this lifetime, Paige, was a white mirror. She's an amazing homeopath, and she speaks a lot about this, and the whole philosophy of homeopathy is very much based on, you know, the law of attraction and family patterning and all these different things. So witnessing, yeah, like, okay, all of these different things that I've had to work through personally, but then spending, you know, all my time with my grandma, just me and her, which, you know, we've spent a lot of time together anyway, but there's something about coming out of the familiarity of normality and being in an unknown situation that allows different parts of us to express and be seen. And just seeing how like, so she's carried that code. She's been challenged with that code. Oh, thank you, wind. For her entire life. And then, you know, the beautiful thing of us being here was that we were getting to clear the codes together in really profound ways. But yeah, so when it comes to this recognition of like, okay, what am I living? Am I stuck in poverty consciousness? Okay, what's that about? What are the beliefs underneath that are running the code that's meaning that I'm manifesting that? And when we talk of manifestation, it's actually magnetization. You know, it's not necessarily that we create something, because every human being exists. We all exist together. You know, all of the things that we've created exist together. But because there are so many of us co-creating reality, what it means is when I've got this certain belief system playing out, I'm magnetizing the energy that matches that. So if I'm in poverty consciousness, I'm magnetising poverty consciousness all the time throughout all of my life, you know, in all the different areas of my life. Not because I'm trapped in it, but because I believe in it. There's another script that's running over there that if I shift that, I can go and live there. But till I shift that, I can't go and live there. And the same in relating, you know, the same in work and fulfillment, the same across the board. But the interesting thing with this white mirror, you know, it's about utilising the mirror to be able to evolve, as opposed to I want to draw this thing in, I want to take this. It's I'm going to decode what's here to understand what's going on here, to then change what's going on here, to change what's going on there. So it's a different, more receptive operating system through the idea of the law of attraction than this, you know, the one that we've kind of often been led to attempt to operate through manifestation and intention and all that shit. So the white mirror is going to reveal to us, you know, what, and you know, there are shadows to the white mirror. There are lots of shadows to the white mirror, like there are to all the signs, you know, and a lot of it is about responsibility. Avoiding responsibility is a really big energy within the law of attraction, isn't it? It's like, well, I didn't create that. I don't want to create that. The reason that I'm like this is because of them. It's because of the world. It's because of blah, blah, blah. Whereas actually, you know, what we're being asked to do in this time is like step into fierce responsibility. The responsibility that says like, yeah, I'm the one that can change my reality, and I'm actually going to fucking do the work to do it. As opposed to when somebody else does whatever they need to do to click me into blah, blah, blah. So there's this place of responsibility within the white mirror of like taking fierce responsibility for ourselves, but equally letting go of taking responsibility for other people, because what we're doing in that space is disabling. Yes, support and love. Yes, devotion and holding. But when we take responsibility for what everybody else is doing, it's just as much of a shadow, you know, and this really came through one of the books that I've been reading recently, as not taking any responsibility for ourselves. So within this wave spell, we're going to get the invitation to review what we're seeing in our reality, maybe make note of what we feel is a bit of a growth edge for us. But also what I invite is to have a look at your ancestral patterning. If you can detach from the roles, the perspectives of our teenage selves in relation to our family members, and actually look at them as a whole human objectively, not in relation to you for a second, and see like, okay, so what are the belief systems of this human in front of me, particularly mums and dads, you know, whether they're here or not. What were their belief systems? What did they create, or were they not able to create within their lifetimes? What were their dreams and ambitions, and were they able to achieve them? And if they didn't, why not? Map their belief systems, and that will give you an insight into yours. Because often, you know, when it comes to our belief systems, there's the parts that feel comfy, where we've been victimised, that we can claim, oh, I got really hurt, and so I just really struggle with that thing. But then there's the other parts of our belief systems that are a bit more blind spotted, like when we're a bit of a twat as a result of being hurt and all the rest of it. So when we can actually look at like our parents, our grandparents, our wider influences, but particularly within that parental line of these two humans were the portal of my humanity being birthed, what we can often get to see then is like our, the shadowy bits, like, yes, okay, so that's definitely within me too. But then what we get to do, you know, if we utilise the mirror of reality, is we get to change it up. It's like, God, my nose is itching. I think it's because I'm like rubbing myself in all the leaves and shit. I've just been pretty feral, standard. Thread, please return to me. Yes. So the white mirror, don't know what that thread was, maybe I'll pick it up again. The white mirror is about fierce responsibility, looking like scrying, if you've heard of the word scrying. So like, you know, when someone reads tea leaves or reads a black mirror, or you see in the image that's there, that if you look through it, you know. So scrying from what's being revealed about your patterning through what's being revealed in your life experience. What are you creating in your life? And then from that space of, oh gosh, this is down to me, sitting in and being like, well, why am I creating that? Like, what is that about? How am I attempting to look after myself or love myself or protect myself through creating this thing that I'm living? And then feeling into, you know, what it is that we do want to be living, but recognising that the thing that's in the way is what's inside that's being reflected. So the white mirror really gives us this opportunity, and it's interesting that it takes us into the central column, the heart of who we are. It reveals to us like, yo, here's what's in your core, man. Because the wave spell that follows the white mirror is the blue monkey, the divine child, the centre of the process. The divine child that is the centre of our being, that if we invite it to, can lead us into the new earth. But as we go on this journey into the divine child, you know, in order to unlock the divine child, to unlock the soul that we are, you know, it's the belief systems, it's the mind programming. The mind's mint. The mind is mint. And I'm really, you know, I spent a long time in India, and it was an interesting one because I don't adhere to the philosophy that the mind is simply a prison. There's another aspect to the mind. There's the higher mind, you know, where we are receiving. It is our receiver for spirit, you know. There's like there's a huge thing within the mind. And when harnessed and utilised, it is the thing that creates the whole of reality. So I'm not into the idea, personally, that the mind is to be disregarded, but it is to be defragmented. It is to take all those old fucking programs that got installed without our consent or desire, like, get rid of that shit, you know. And then the advent of television and all that shit, that, you know, all these screens that we now live through, it's a really powerful method. If you've not seen Network, the film, I think it was like 1976, mint film, watch it. Talks a lot about how the television has programmed us. But it's our duty Because the thing is, through the deprogramming, we get to recognise the power of the programming and therefore install new programs. If there was nothing to defrag from, if there was nothing to deprogram, we wouldn't understand the operating system because we've not been given a manual. So it's almost like, and my dad used to do this, the kids that, in order to figure out how something works, they need to take it apart. You know, my dad were always like dismantling the iron and shit to figure out how it went together, and that's what we've been gifted the task of during this lifetime. Like, okay, take apart the mind, wipe away the beliefs, and then as you reprogramming it, you get to see how to hack it and how to utilize it. And when we're all then operating from this space of like, okay, those limitation codes are moving and being released, and we're putting in the abundance codes consciously, rewiring our little robot selves, we get to see how the human being operates. We're not going to ever understand the divine. We're not meant to understand the divine, you know, we're meant to play and have fun. But what we can understand is the human, this vessel. It all starts in this, you know, like how do we utilize this? So during this wave spell, you're going to get to see where you really at, if you choose to look, and if there's things that you don't want to look at and that make you wince. Seriously, try and look there, have a hard drink, and then sit yourself down and be like, fuck. Have a good word with yourself. And then from there, unravel gently, softly, recognise that it's always been parts of you that have wanted to love and protect you, you know, that sometimes come forward with what we might assume would be toxic behaviour. But all it is a cry for love, and when we can hold ourselves in the cry for love, we can then receive the love, we can then cry the tears, allow the emotion to move, and then the belief system gets to shift. We can't just put a plaster over the belief system without feeling the emotion. The emotion is the key to the whole thing. It's the grease of the rewiring. Giving me some better metaphors now, nice one. So enjoy. And I send you so much love and blessings from this beautiful garden, blessings from the beautiful Greek island that I'm on, blessings from me, my 90-year-old grandmother, and my entire lineage. Oh, now is the time, my loves, and I really do feel now is the time. You know, we're doing it together. So yeah, and there's still a couple of spots for the coaching that I mentioned. The chakra transformation process, which is all about working with belief systems. So we literally move through each one of the chakras each week. It's a one-to-one coaching thing. And as we move through each one of the chakras, we let go of the belief system that's been programmed to each one of the themes of the chakras, unlocking. So yeah, I'll put a link for like if you want to have a free 30-minute call with me to discuss more. Oh my god, one of the biggest bees in the world. They've got these massive black bees. They are phenomenal. Just came and had a little look at the screen. So yeah, bit of bee symbolism into that chakra transformation journey. Come work with me. And yeah, enjoy your life and this existence, because it is fucking beautiful, and love is always within and around us if we choose to allow ourselves to receive it. So may we all step forward into deeper relationship with love, internally and externally. Sending many blessings.